Everybody, KJ Jensen again, day 10. Wow, you're doing so well to get this far. Most people don't, so can pat yourself on the back. Today, the topic is practice and style, and we're going to delve further into the Midnight Special song. So this one's really cool. I like this chapter. Style was a very interesting question to ask the Titans, so thanks for showing up again. So obviously, practice is a word that people could enjoy. But sometimes if you got this far with the journey, you've done a lot of work already. You've done probably hours getting your bass, tuning it, playing along every day, listening over and over again. So I applaud you. We're really close to the goal. So stick with it, please. If you want to stay on track to finish a challenge, right now is probably the time you really need to focus on practicing, because this is when the rubber hits the road, as it were. So thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining me on this journey. I know how important it is, and you're doing awesome if you made it this far. So keep trying. Don't worry about being perfect. Just keep it up, and don't give up right now. That's my little word of encouragement, because we're really close to the goal, and it's really cool playing live. I love playing live. I'd rather play live than almost anything else in the world. So hopefully you feel the same, or can determine if you love the bass as much as I do. So thank you, and let's keep going. So is practice necessary? Yeah, there's no magic bullet. There's no shortcuts. You can tell when someone's practiced when they play live or when they're playing with you, and if they don't practice. Some people have been around and have played quotes for 10 years, but you can just tell they have started playing 10 years ago, but they haven't kept it up. You can't fake it. You have to put the hours in. And if you love it, it's fun. So I don't know why you wouldn't. So hopefully that's what this Titans of Bass project, just to see if the bass is for you, and playing a song live is really fun again. So you need to practice. And if you can only practice a little bit a day, that's great. And also practicing little bits every day is better than even practicing 10 minutes a day every day is better than practicing for an hour once a week. So that's another tip. So that's you need to practice, sure. So back to the Titans of Bass book, and I'm sure you had a copy if you've made it this far into our day 10 on practicing. Here are some highlights that I've found. Stu Ham quotes, this quote says, "Practice shows up in your playing immediately. When you practice, we can hear it. And when you don't, we can hear it." Mike Watt, "Every time you play, you are investing in the next time you play." It's a good way to think about it. It's never wasted. I have yet to hear a basketball player say he's going to rehearse shooting hoops. There's nothing wrong with practice, but the real practice is in playing in front of people, because it's the most real and scary. So that's why I wanted the goal of the Titan Challenge is to have you play live in front of somebody. Otherwise, that's how you learn the quickest and the most. There's lots of other great quotes in the book on page 149. So please check those out, and that's part of your homework to obviously read the chapters and go through it. So those are my two favorite highlights: practice, practice, practice. So I had a chance to ask the Titans along with practice, what does style have to do with your playing? Right now, just to sum up, style is something we should focus on, but it's a little bit more theory. So it is important. There is obviously a style thing to consider, but here's what Leo Lyons from 10 Years After said: "I think we're influenced by the music we listen to. I'd say I'm a rock blues player with a love for country music. With time, we develop our own interpretation and style of playing. It's an ongoing process and often subliminal." So there's a couple of ways to think about style. More you play, the more obviously you're going to feel comfortable playing, and then the more your style develops. Also, as mentioned, you should listen to other types of music. What I like to do personally is play along or try to figure out music I don't listen to or especially love. So I'm not going to put on this song, but I'd like to play to it, because it gives you a bit of diversity in your playing. It's just a little subtle differences that can also create your style. So listen to as many types of music you want, and also maybe take music you don't especially like and try to dissect it just as an exercise. Here's what Bruce Thomas from Elvis Costello Band, his goal was when he was playing. He wanted to, number one, be as tight as Duck Dunn and always land on the money. Number two, be as melodic and inventive as Paul McCartney. 3, be an important part of the recording like James Jamerson. And 4, be a featured instrument like Entwistle. So that's his goal. That's obviously more advanced, but it's something to work towards as another goal. So there's a lot to bass playing and the bass as an instrument. So don't feel like it's just playing root notes and following along. There is a lot of cool stuff you can do with it. So practice, practice, and practice some more. The more you play and the more regularly you practice daily or every second day, daily is ideal, the better you're going to be. It's just no way around it. You can study style, but don't focus too much on it, as it is the next few steps you can take after you learn how to be competent on the bass. You can learn style things. So the more you practice, the more you're going to get better, the more you're comfortable. More hours you put in, the better you'll be. Just kind of how it goes. So that's something to remember right now. So your homework right now, today, for today's challenge, is to go over, and this is kind of cool because you get to actually play along with the song. Listen to the no bass version and play along with it 5 times. Practice the chord changes as best that you can. Don't worry about mistakes, just go for it, put it on. So link below and play along to it. So what you want to do, bass out here, is practice the first chord change. So it starts on a C. So you can hear that. There's only 2 chord changes in the song. The song is a little bit fast, so it's a little bit of work to get there, but C is where you start. It goes to F. Then back to C. Then to G. And you can also play the higher version. So that's basic 2 changes. I'd recommend the lower version, that you want to practice the changes as you have been, but play along with them and play along with the song as well. So I do kind of a mix of playing along and then play with the song. Try to be as smooth, transition as smooth as possible. So you want to practice a second chord change. G, C, G, C, G. So you want to, the secret to is to move your fingers as little as possible within your fingers on the fretboard, to your left hand most likely. And that's an art in itself, but you want to make sure that the notes sound clear and that you can do that quickly. There really isn't a lot of work you have to do. You have to go down a string and down 2 frets and then back. So want to play the C note C times, C note 10 times, and move the G note right below it. Practice 10 times. Just try to be smooth as possible. Practice those chord changes. So the smoother you are, the better it's going to be. You want to practice along to the song, and you want to make sure that your notes come off clear and that you're in tune. So also it's pretty important to tune every day, or make sure your bass is in tune. So keep going, we're almost there. Just practice that, play along. So again, practice that, then listen to the song and try to play along to the whole song. And that's pretty much the practice we're going to be doing up until the mini concert in a few more days. So C, F, C, G. And that's the whole song. It's a bit faster than that. But really the pattern emerges, and if you feel more comfortable, just go into whole notes. Really, there's not much to it, so keep on practicing, keep on trying. So to conclude, make sure that you listen to the Midnight Special no bass version 5 times, and for now we're just going to try to play along with the very first verse. So listen to it and try to play along with the first verse, and then we're going to continue with the rest of the verses, but get used to the chord changes, the tempo, how fast it is. don't worry about making mistakes. Just go for it. So first verse today, try practicing and playing along and listen to it also. Thank you. Please like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know how you're doing. Make sure to keep practicing and keep trying. And we're going to be playing live in front of your friends in a few days. So you're doing amazing and all the best. And you've done way better if you're this far than most people. So pat yourself in the back, comment on your progress. And thank you for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.